'Cause yesterday's gone, yesterday's gone. It's so true, yesterday's gone. And what was yesterday? April Fools, right? The first day of April.
It's going to be here real soon, right?
Interesting thing is, when I looked that up, April Fools, I always like to know why. Why do we use that word? Why do we have that celebration or that day? It's not an official day, but it's something that's certainly become a part of our culture. Well, actually, it started out being All Fools Day. You ever felt like a fool? I know I have felt like a fool many, many times. So it was a day of practical jokes and spreading hoaxes, right? Hold on one second, I'm a little bit dry. So it was a day for tricks and fraud and to deceive people. And that's how I had felt when it came to food, right? We all talk about that here at We Shift Insiders, and we're not going to be fooled anymore. So the whole idea of yesterday's gone, April Fool's Day, is in the past. We are no longer a fool. But I did a little bit of research. I thought it was kind of interesting to understand this. So back in the times of the Romans, the first day of the new year was always celebrated on April 1st. April 1st because it came right after the, this transition of seasons to spring. The first day of spring always falls on either March 20th, my daughter's birthday, or the 21st, my friend's mother-in-law's birthday. And that first new month, April 1st, is when they had celebrated the beginning of a new year. And then they changed it, and they decided to move it to January 1st. I won't go into all the details about who did it and why, but basically, according to popular explanation, many people either A, refused to accept the new first day of the year, which was January 1st, not April 1st, or didn't learn about it. They didn't get the memo. They didn't get the memo. And so they continued to celebrate the first day of the year on April 1st. And thus, they were labeled fools, April Fools. They were fools of believing this old doctrine, and it had been changed on them and they didn't know. So that's really how we feel about food, isn't it? And some medicine and different kind of practices out there. We had been fooled into believing what we thought we knew was true, or BS. It doesn't stand just for blood sugar and blah, 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 but it also stands for our belief system. Belief systems that we each hold becomes a part of our awareness unbeknownst to us. It's fed to us by culture, by family, by society, by friends, by co-workers, by mass media, by medical community, pharmaceutical community, the food industry, and we can get stuck in our belief system. We can be stuck as a fool. But we know, Shift Insiders, we can just wield this one little powerful acronym. And it's what I put together to solve my crisis, and it's just FP to the C. You say that to somebody in the outside world, they're like, what the hell are you talking about? What's FP to the C? Well, we Shift Insiders know. If we can just, more often than not, eat more fat than protein, and more fat and protein combined than carbohydrate, we solve the biggest metabolic health crisis that we're carrying in our lives. It really is that simple. Sure, we can count carbohydrates and we can moderate our protein intake, and we can, say I want an accelerated path to weight loss. However, when you cut through all of that, that's each person's idea of how they want to do it, which is great. It all really comes down to FP to the C. So I want you to consider, for the month of April, April in poetry, and I forget who the author is, and I apologize, but the cruelest month. You think about April, we can see the crocuses, we can see daffodils coming up through the snow. Those of you who are in the north and the Midwest, I know you're under blankets of snow again today. And we can see those little germinations of goodness, new life. And that's exactly what's happening inside you when you FP to the C it. So April's going to be an FP to the C month. Think about it. We want to keep carbohydrate low, and you know that. That's what we really focus on, that C, right? But then we want to keep, to our best, protein at a moderate place. The world will tell us to over-protein our lives, and we don't need to. For us gals, we think about 50 grams of protein a day is plenty, okay? And men, it's about 75 or a little bit more. But it doesn't have to be so much. So let's look at something as simple as having some almonds to snack on throughout the day. Okay, I did this math through earlier this morning, and basically what I have here is what's called 2 ounces of almonds. It's actually, I counted them out, there's 50. Now these are raw almonds, there's nothing on them. In fact, we are no fool, because we know when we pick our foods now, raw almonds, when I look on the back, my ingredients are just one word. Almonds, that's it. So we try to eat as just normal, real food as possible, okay? But to snack on 50 raw almonds at your desk or wherever you are throughout your day, again, I did the math. We have the fat, protein, and carbohydrate. Let's understand that FP to the C one more time. I'm hoping you can see this. And let me kind of do this so I can know you're seeing it. And I know there we go. So, with almonds, if you had that much this much, 50 almonds, about 28 grams of fat. Look at your protein. It comes in at 12. That's a good number. And carbohydrate, just 5. Do you see how there's more fat than protein? And more fat and protein combined than carbohydrate? That's FP to the C. Okay? So if we were to add that up, it comes out, I think, to about 40 FP, 40 fat, and, that's a 0, and just, no, sorry, it comes out to be 40 total. So your FP to the C, when you reduce it down, it really comes down to 8 FP to the C to the 1. And you know how we try and shoot for that 3 to 1 all the time? That's exactly what's happening. So what I did was I added those numbers up, and I got a 40. This is 40 FP to the C together. This is a 40. And of course this is just a 5. And if you put 5 into 40, it goes 8 times. Okay, so 8 fat and protein to that 1 carbohydrate. That is why almonds, just snacking on something like a raw nut like that, will keep you moving forward in your quest to bring insulin levels down. That's what insulin suppression is all about, eating to that science all the time. So, those of us who are trying to keep our protein intake at a decent place, okay, I think about for myself, I can have 2 eggs in the morning, which is about 12 grams of protein, and I can have a fistful of almonds, which is another 12, and then I could have something like chicken breast, or my favorite go-to is salmon at night for dinner, and that's going to be about 26 grams of protein. So total protein for the day, I come in at 50 just by having 2 eggs in the morning, handful of almonds midday, and salmon at night. So protein will happen. Don't over-obsess protein. Keep carbohydrate way down low, keep protein in that nice middle moderate place, and then just keep your fat, don't worry about it. When your carbohydrate is low, your body will naturally, through its satiety sensation, will tell you when you've had enough. So, our thought for today is, when it comes to food, we are a fool no more. Because all we have to do is pay attention to the C. Put that C in there, and what do you got? Food, right? So to remain foolless, or have no foolishness anymore over food, all we really need to do is pay attention to that carbohydrate. Also remember, hydrate. Make sure you have some water with a sliced lemon throughout your day. As your insulin levels are lowering, your body's naturally releasing fluid, so we got to keep drinking. So stay hydrated. So remember, yesterday is gone. All Fool's Day was yesterday, and you're moving forward into April. No longer the cruelest month. You're going to rule this month. Okay, I'll see you on tonight's support call. Thanks for checking in.